Hello, my lovelies. Hello, everyone. I'm so excited to basically revive my YouTube channel here. I have had it since 2 years, but never properly used it. And this shall change. My name is Lydia Wilmsen. I'm a mindset and life coach for high achieving entrepreneurs, for successful entrepreneurs, for driven and ambitious entrepreneurs, for those people who have been like hustling, working hard, and they want to make a shift. They want to create more ease in their lives, more fulfillment, more happiness, and of course still be successful and not like lose their money and their abundance, and rather increase it, but running on different fuel, not running on stress and hustle anymore, but coming from a place of ease and fulfillment and joy, having time with their families, having time with their loved ones, following the dreams they have had over years, like they're almost their childhood dreams, and running on this fuel, basically. Yes, and I'm sitting here still with wet hair. I'm in sunny Cyprus, and we frequently run to the shower because it's so hot, or jump into the pool, or jump into the sea. So this is what we look like here throughout the day. I'm at least not sitting here in my bathing suit, but properly dressed, properly clothed for the occasion. And what is the purpose of this YouTube channel now, my YouTube channel? So I have different reasons or different purposes or different things I wanna do here. So the first one is, of course, teach you everything I know from basically 20 years of personal development and 10 years of being a coach. I've been coaching people over 10 years now. I hold like many different coaching certifications, not that you need them, that's just me personally, to give you a little bit of input. And I want to teach you these things, and I have changed over the years. Of course, these things grow with me, the teachings, the techniques, all of that grow with me. Like I'm not stuck at a certain level, I grow and expand, and you can basically learn the newest stuff here as well, and also things from early on that I still incorporate here, that I still incorporate when I work with my clients, but also with myself. It is all coming from my perspective. I'm not a doctor, I'm not a therapist, so please always, for certain things, go see their advice. And I'm coming from what works for me and what works for my clients. If you have different perspectives, if different things work for you, that is totally fine. So it's all coming from my perspective. These are my teachings. So to say that I have, of course, refined and learned from other people. So this is what I teach you here. And we go a lot into different areas. So I teach you mindset techniques. I teach manifestation techniques. And I teach body work. I teach inner child work. All of that. I bring it all together to basically create the most impact for my clients, because there are powerful teachings out there that when combined work like a charm, especially for my clients. So my clients usually come from strong programming. When they grew up from emotional abusive households, there was parentification going on, so they early on had to take on all the burdens in their families and almost become the parents. They have experienced difficult childhood, so to say. So that means they come with a lot of heavy programming. And working with these people has been a little bit different than working with people who got handed everything when they were children, which is amazing. I love that. And for people with like a little bit more programming, like sometimes I see there had to be applied different techniques to really get them to the point of shifting in their reality. I personally grew up in a religious cult, so I come from that. I know how to transform that because I have lived through it. And that is why certain people get drawn to me, I would say, because they see I can shift whatever upbringing I have been through, whatever has happened to me. Like I even have clients with like narcissistic abuse. I have clients, or coming from that, I have clients who had to flee their countries due to war and all of that. And what connects us is to keep going no matter what. No matter what you have endured, no matter what you have experienced, you can overcome it. I'm the best example for that, and I'm teaching you what I teach my clients, basically. So that's the one thing. I teach you all these techniques to shift into a life of ease and joy and fulfillment, no matter what you come from. And then a second purpose of this channel is to share success stories from my clients, to share what we did, how we changed their programming, what were the reasons that it was difficult for them, what were the reasons that it got very easy for them, and really share to share what has happened for them. And I want to start with one specific today, but later on. So I want to share success stories to really explain how these things work, because all these teachings are very simple and actually easy almost. And sometimes it's like, why does it not work? What can I do to make it work? So how can I apply these very simple techniques, or not even the techniques, but perspectives, make them work for me? And I have powerful examples from my clients that I want to share with you, because especially you as my audience, if you're really resonating with my message, you're coming from this left brain people, like being very rational, very analytical, very logical, like me, very intellectual almost, and shifting into the right side of your brain, like almost into intuition, into understanding you are a source, you are a consciousness. If you're very logical, like your conscious mind can be like this and like not want to let you go. And this is what I help you with, because I belong to these kind of people, and I help you to tap into the other side of your brain and use the power of I am, use the power of intuition, use the power of your inner mind, so to say. It takes certain shifts to get there, and I see sometimes that very logical people are the ones that need almost like more steps or different steps to get there. It's almost, they say, like people on stage hypnosis, like with stage hypnosis. Very logical people are not going to be picked because they are too much in like, this is not working, I don't believe this, so they are not going to be picked. They pick other people. They pick people who are already very like open-minded, and not open-minded, but like not like less analytical, less logical, because they can be hypnotized much easier. And the same is for self-hypnosis. So whatever you're telling yourself, if you're a very logical person, there will be a lot of like, no, that's not working. So we need certain shifts and certain approaches that work specifically for people who are very logical. And I have been there, so I know certain things about that, and also with my clients. So that's the second one, client success stories. Then the third one is, you already see me talking a lot, like almost rambling. So this is going to be a place where you can dive into my energy. You can basically uplift through listening to me. So what I hear from clients very often, that just listening to voice notes from me, like one-to-one clients, brings them to a different level. Just not even the words I'm using, just the energy behind that, the power, the compassion, the confidence, the whatever, like directly beams them to a different planet. And when they are in a bad state, they just have to listen to some of my videos and they are getting into a better state. So this is, it's not just the words. It's not just being like one sentence and that's all you have to do. No, it's the whole energy I want to bring to this channel. Like everything, like who I am, I want to bring to this channel. So whenever you feel a certain way, you need a reminder or whatever, you can tap into that energy that I'm bringing to that channel. It is a lot of information. I will give you a lot of information. You can re-listen to my videos again and again, and you will hear something new. So usually my trainings are very intense because there is so much in it. So that means you can re-listen again and again and we'll hear new stuff. And at the same time, it's not only about the words, it's about the energy, it's about the whole vibe, so to say, that you can tap into. So if there is a long video and I talk about all kind of different things, also understand it's not just about the information. It's about the energy, it's about the vibration, it's about the state of consciousness that you can tap into just through watching and listening. And the last point is what I do when I have a bad day. I, of course, reach out to my coaches and get reminders from them. And I also listen to podcasts or YouTube videos. I only listen to them. I actually don't watch them. I have them on play and go for a walk, for example. So I use that to uplift myself. I use that to get my state to get myself into a different state again. I use that to get myself out of a funk. I need these, or I desire these constant reminders, so to say. And this is also what it's going to be for you. There will be a lot of content that you can tap into, that you can listen to when you forget about who you really are. Because this is what's happening. We learn that we are consciousness. We learn that we are source. And then 5 minutes later, poof, it's gone again. You're so immersed in your 3D reality, in your physical reality. You're so in your five senses that you forget that you're a source, that you're consciousness, that you create from the place of I am. And then to have these reminders is just beyond powerful. And this is also another reason why I'm starting that YouTube channel. And of course, just because I want to create more impact for people. I want to create positive movement, positive impact, and just give further my knowledge to more and more people. So that's about this YouTube channel. And if you desire more support from me, you can obviously click into the description and see my one-to-one offers, my group offers. There soon probably will be also, that was really proper English. There will probably soon also be a membership. I don't know how I'm going to do that yet for people who are just starting out with business and want a low cost offer, but want a little bit more Q&A and sessions like that. That will be coming. Always check my offers in the description. If you have any questions, put a comment, send me an email, whatever. And obviously follow, like, support, share, whatever with this channel. And I don't know yet how many videos I will do, if I will do one every other day or once per month, we will see. This is something that I'm just starting now, and yeah, that's how it's going to be. We will see. All open, all messy action, so to say. Okay, let's get started with one of the stories from my client, one of my clients. It's about changing people, because what my clients come to me with is obviously they want to feel more happier, more fulfilled, more successful, even though they are very successful already. And often we work on personal relationships, because I said my clients are in the beginning work addicts. They are hustlers. They feel they have to work. They feel they have to achieve to be seen as worthy, to be recognized, to be appreciated. And this is the shift we have to make. We have to shift them into understanding that they are worthy just because of their sheer existence, not because of what they are doing, but of who they are. The I am consciousness, God state, source, whatever. Just because they exist, they are already worthy. And these clients have a pattern often that they don't just overwork in business, they also overwork in their personal lives. And they often have this pattern of not feeling supported. They have this pattern of, I have to do all the work. I'm the one with all the weight on my shoulders. And still they don't feel seen and appreciated for all this effort. They feel they are giving so much. They are almost in people-pleasing mentality. They are giving so much. They are doing so much. They are not respected and appreciated for it, or they don't feel like that. And they keep doing more, and they basically are burning out also in their personal lives, not just in business, but also in their personal lives. And this client changed the relationship to three of the most important people in his life. To his mother. He had a very codependent relationship to his mother. His mother was very young when he was born, and he basically took on the caregiving role quite early, not caregiving, but the parent role. It was a role reversal. His mother more stepped almost into child role, and he into father or parent role from very early on. So there was a lot of codependency happening there, and that also then shifted into other areas of his life. So the relationship to his wife was very unequal. It was very much I have to do all the work, and whatever happens, I have to be there. She can't even drive a car properly. All these things, almost like having another child at home, And then the third relationship to his daughter. And that was actually the most challenging for him. And it was amazing to see how over a period of time, over months, my clients usually work several months with me or even years. They grow their business from the beginning to 7 figures, and I stay on their side basically as their mentor throughout all the way. And it was amazing to see the shifts he made to change the relationship then also to his daughter, because his daughter was a teenager, was showing up as almost horrible, disrespectful, not cleaning up anything, having not falling out, how to say that, had to get out of 2 schools, the worst grades, failing all tests, being very mean, very like just a horrible teenager. And then also when it comes to mental health, being on a very like unstable level, and had to go to institutions to make sure that they would stay alive and so on. And he was very triggered by that. Like the other relationships, yeah, it took us some time to change them. We did successfully, or he did, with, you know, like the teachings that he implemented from me. And then with his daughter, there was a lot of attachment to her old way of being. It was very difficult for him to almost let go of this version of her, because this is what we do. And I will explain in later videos how to have changes happening in your relationships to other people, because yes, you can have different versions of people show up in your life. So if you say like, hey, this person is always mean to me, like my partner is always mean and disrespectful and not very appreciative, that's how they are. No, they can show up in the most loving and kind way, and you can create these changes in them, basically through focusing on something different and through shifting your assumptions about yourself and about them, because there's always a reason why you even assume them in a certain way, and usually comes from your childhood programming. The same with my client. We had to dig deep because he was so addicted to that version of his daughter. He was very stubborn in the beginning to let go of that. It was really like, but she is this way, and I hate this, and today she did this, and today she did this, and like every day I would get these messages. And we had to work on really digging deep and finding out why he was so strongly connected with this very unappreciative version of his daughter. And we found out that, of course, there was a connection to childhood. He was the perfect son. He did everything, and that is just like one line of thought that we found here. There were more things that play into this, but the main thing was he was never really appreciated for being the amazing son. He took care of everything. As I said, there was this codependency with his mother. He had taken on the role of the caretaker almost, or of the father, like the parent, even though he was a small child of 5. He took care of the dishes, of everything. He was the perfect son, so to say. But there wasn't necessarily appreciation for that, because this is just how it was. The father was absent very often happens in, like with my male clients. And for him, you have to understand, in the early times of childhood, what you experience, you equate with love. Because when you're in the womb and then you're born, in the beginning, you don't have I am consciousness yet. This part is not developed yet. You are basically a combination, so to say, with your mom. It's like, it's a whole thing. So everything that happens, that you equate to love, to unconditional love, even though it might be very hurtful and very not nice what you experience, you still experience that as love and as how it is and how you are. And then later on, that translates into, this is how it is, and you will recreate the same patterns that you experienced when you were a child. So what happened with my client, he experienced always having the hard work, always having to work hard, always having to take care of everyone around him. There was no parent to take care of him. Always being the responsible one, and then not even being appreciated for it. So that was his state of being. And he recreated that in every area of his life. He did all the work, he had amazing clients, but of course the clients also took, advantage of him, and he had very low prices, for example, and he was very overworked, had no time for himself. He was working all the time in his family. And then he had this unappreciative child who would not do anything but get all the love. So there was almost like a jealousy, like a conflict in him of seeing that his daughter receiving all the love but being a shit child, so to say. And he was this perfect child and never got appreciation. So that was going on, and it was very difficult for him to see and to let go of that and change that, because this was what he saw all his life. He saw all these other people getting things for not doing the work, and he was doing all the work and never receiving the love and appreciation. But this was his childhood experience, and he kept recreating that. And you have to understand that we keep recreating these patterns until we become consciously aware of them. That's an important factor. And then know how to change them. But becoming aware of these patterns, I see has helped, or I see helping my clients so much so that then they can shift it. Just saying like, I'm loved, my child is amazing, in the beginning didn't work for my client. But understanding why he had created that version of his child, why he had it in his face like that, like horrible behavior, understanding that this was like he was holding on onto like childhood love almost, like his way of experiencing reality. And there was a lot of fear of letting that go, because it is almost like letting go of your childhood identity that you don't understand is still running you now. And it feels like you're giving up everything, it's almost like an inner conflict, and learning to release that old version safely and stepping into a different version of your child self and the memories you have of your past. This changed everything for him. So we did that work, and we recreated himself as a child in a different version, so to say. And we healed all this like not being loved and appreciated for the work. And it took us a few months, because this was the biggest thing in his life, this relationship to his daughter, because it was extremely hurtful. It's like, it's family, and you see that and you get triggered and you don't know why it's not changing, and you try all the things, all the parenting advice. It's not freaking helping, because you have to shift internally. You have to let go of the addiction to certain things that you see in your reality. You have to change that. You have to see yourself in a different version, in a different light. And then you also have to assume differently about other people. So it helped him so much to fully understand that, do the work, basically reprogram his subconscious mind into different assumptions about himself, around self-worth, around worthiness, about being loved and appreciated, and about his child. So we did this work, and now I get these messages of, she's cleaning up her room, she is cleaning up the dishes, she's taking care of her younger brother, she has A grades in school, she's taking on a job in holidays, she wants to go to whatever university, college, I don't know what. This is a changed person. This is a person on basically being suicidal, being not helpful, not doing anything at home, pissing everyone off, being the worst person ever, being disgraceful, ungrateful, all of that, doing a 180 into being helpful, into being kind, into being loving, into taking care of her surroundings, into even being interested in psychology and mindset work, because my client works with that as well, and saying like, hey, can you show me some things? Can you teach me some things? It is an utter transformation, and this transformation did not happen through counseling for the child or, like all of that stuff, parenting methods. It changed through a change in him, through getting rid of the addiction to struggle himself and to a version of himself and of her that kept him there. Getting rid of that addiction, changing that pattern in himself, and having that being reflected in his outside reality. It was super powerful to witness, and I have so many other experiences like that with clients. And this is the work I love, like seeing these things change in clients, having them have so much more fulfillment in their lives. That's just breathtaking. And it's like why I love my work so much. So that was one of the first success stories. And it's like, basically, it's not just like one success story. It's like the whole transformation of everyone, to see that, to witness that. I have so many, like from the same clients, I have so many different things I can share with you, like what they changed, even when it comes to money, to the type of clients they work with. And my God, I always want to put everything in one video, but I'm going to split it up. For today, the message is for you, like you learned what this YouTube channel is going to be for, what you can experience here, what you can expect from here. And you got basically one of the first concepts already, which means you can change how other people show up in your reality, in your personal reality. Because there are infinite versions of reality. There are infinite versions of people in your own consciousness, in your own reality. And I will explain more why this is the case, how it works. And for now, that's one of the most important things, because people always say like, I cannot change him, Yeah, you don't necessarily change them. You change yourself, and through that, you change the version of the other person that shows up in your reality. It's almost, like a person can be very friendly to one person, very disrespectful to the other person. It's the same person showing up in different versions. And who do you have to be to have them show up in a loving version to you versus disrespectful version to you? It all is your consciousness. It all comes from your state of being. We will go into that so much more here on the channel because there are like powerful transformations available for you. And relationships to other people are one of the most important in our lives because we have them with us every day, like especially partners, family, and so on. And being at the mercy of that can be very difficult, and you don't have to be. You can change that. Like my client, he changed to the relationship to the 3 most important people in his life, and his daughter did a 180, and it looked like nothing was changing, nothing was working, but it did. And I know it can for you too. So if you're struggling with a child, with your partner, with whoever, colleague, stepmom, all of these things can be changed. So that was a start. Please like, follow, comment if you have experience like that. And also if you say like, hey, cool, you're restarting the YouTube channel, I would like to hear you talk about this, let me know. And then I can, of course, think about when I do the next videos. I can include these topics that you share with me. My God, I have so much more to say, but let's stay with this. But these are the kind of YouTube videos you'll get from me. They'll probably always be 25, even 30 minutes long, because as I said, it's not just the content, it's also almost the energy you can align with, you can step into, you can be inspired by, to help you raise your vibration. I don't really like this word so much, or this way of saying it, because it's always like, yeah, but how do you do that? And I will explain how you do that in further videos. Like, how do you actually practically apply these law of assumption, law of attraction things, like raise your vibration? How does it even work? For now, you can just listen to me and be uplifted by that and know anything is possible. Anything is possible. So much for today, and I would say until the next video. Thank you for listening and watching.